It's kind of funny now how almost everybody wants to start talking about it. That, oh, you see, Xbox games are now dominating, or Xbox games are now, showing their true color as to whatever exactly has been here. I think narratives sometimes can poison the air. If you actually follow what these narratives are saying, you'd be remiss to think that somewhere somehow there's a lot of truth to what, say, somebody spouts on a podcast or on Twitter or whatever. And at the end of the day, all you have to look at player behavior. Player behavior will let you in on a lot of things that are not so secret. Just yesterday, I made a video how, you know, Indiana Jones and Forza were surrounding Death Stranding 2, but as the days are continuing to count down, they have both now surpassed Death Stranding 2. Now, granted, Death Stranding 2 doesn't come out for a while, so its pre orders were actually quite impressive that it even made the top pre orders at the time. Now, again, what's really interesting is there is not in my opinion, anyways, world where you tell me that competitive stress and competitive pressure is not hitting PlayStation at the moment. I mean, take a very close look at what we're seeing right now in this picture. Look at Days Gone Remastered. That's what PlayStation can offer from a first party perspective at this moment in time. Not saying that they won't offer more later, but we're taking this snapshot and we're going to pretty much take a very good look at it. There was a book written by an economist called Michael Porter. In his book, he talked about competitive pressures among different products in different industries. I remember making a lot of videos on this book, and I remember a lot of folk coming to give their opinions and saying how I was comparing other industries with gaming, when in reality, economics doesn't really care about the industry that you're in much. If you follow the laws of, commerce and business, and maybe even the market itself is favorable to you and your consumer is favorable to you, you have a higher chance of making money and succeeding in that area. Xbox has decided that it's going to go ahead and blow this thing out of the water. And you know what's crazy is, I want to ask you, Xbox players, was there a time that PlayStation fans said that y'all's games that were being made by Xbox was trash? If there was a time like that, I'll be very interested to know how that made you feel at one point in time. Because I remember when the Starfield fiasco was going on, I said, you know what? Xbox needs to port these games to PlayStation so that we can actually see if these so-called PlayStation, people truly believe that this, missive, of PlayStation, of Xbox games being bad and not being quality, is something. So to the quality, how do I call them, cultists, or to those who have been saying all this nonsense, I have to ask you, I wonder if you've just been living in your own bubble all this while, because if you've always claimed that Xbox games are not quality, or the games that Xbox is serving are not quality, what is Forza doing here? In fact, let me ask this question better. What has Forza been doing here for a number of weeks on the top pre-order charts for PlayStation? This is PlayStation gamers saying something different from what all of these talking heads have been saying the entire time. It's quite amazing that somewhere, somehow, they've been allowed to get away with it, or no one held their feet to the proverbial fire to ask him and say, bruh, what are y'all talking about? What in the world are you guys throwing out there? Could it be that they were all, according to the new vernacular of today, capping? The answer to me is likely yes. Tom Warren writes and says, I guess PS5 owners really want to play Xbox games. Indiana Jones and Forza Horizon 5 are, according to his words, dominating the top of Sony's PlayStation Store pre-orders in multiple regions. Details. He goes into some more detail. I mean, you can go look up the PlayStation Store for yourself. I just looked at it again this morning as I was trying to make a thumbnail for the video that I made last night on it, which you'll see that the organization is slightly different. And I think Warren is going to come here and now start to place all of the different, regions, and we're going to pretty much start seeing how things look. PlayStation Store. Microsoft dominates the top of the PlayStation Store pre-order image from Sony. Microsoft's Xbox Everywhere strategy, which I've been covering closely in my notepad over a year, is clearly doing well on PlayStation 5 and I'll expect to see more titles land on Sony's console throughout 2025 and beyond. Microsoft's also preparing a similar list of Xbox games for Nintendo Switch 2, with reports suggesting the next-gen console will launch in June with third-party games to follow later this year. Nintendo is even seeing that these third-party devs are gung-ho. they're not even wasting any time to bring their games to their platform, and this is what the industry is going to do. I suspect that PlayStation also has a barrage of games and a slew of games ready to go for them as time goes on. Because if you kind of think about it, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, all of what this stuff has become so weird. Listen to the next PlayStation podcast that you probably listen to. I don't bother listening to them. If Astro does not, clip anything, it's hard for me to basically go ahead and start looking for that. Because I got to tell you, man, a lot of these folk have been talking without any modicum of even providing evidence to their listeners or even their viewers. They've just been spouting nonsense. Icarus. I hope Icarus is listening how far close to the sun it's flown with its games basically dominating the charts of PlayStation. Because remember, all of this has just been designed to disparage Xbox. And I'm the PC guy. I'm looking at this stuff going, what manner of, sorcery is this in this particular gaming convo, where a company is giving gamers value? Some people are complaining, well, it's bad for the industry. Bro, these companies don't care. So you, as the consumer, your only relationship with these companies are transactional. Be it Steam, be it Xbox, be it Epic Games, who's giving you free games or whatever the heck it is. That is all that they owe you, and all you owe them is whatever you choose to give them. This is the way. There's no doubt about it that, as the consumer, you have all the power. So when we look at it very closely, we can do some econ lesson from time to time and look at the market and look at the way things have been, basically structured. And I strongly believe that you are going to be very, very surprised as to exactly how right economists were about the gaming industry and its current state right now. It's all been a wash with everybody playing facade games back and forth. Now it's time for us to see some actual substance. And believe you me, if your games are everywhere, you steal the talk of the town. I said this. I said, guys, before y'all know what's going on, no one's going to be talking about PlayStation because Xbox is going to cover the entire airwaves. Them just doing something like this is marketing by itself. And behold, everybody is talking about it. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not just that. It's not over yet. In May and June, you're going to see possibly something similar. Now, this phenomenon, I have to go ahead and caveat this, is not anything that is, kind of novel. This happens all the time once a video game is coming out. And believe you me, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which is a June release, and also Doom Dark Ages, which is a May release, are going to also find a way up on this chart, because you can already see them that even though they may not be in the top 12 or even top 20, I think, that, Doom Dark Ages is actually here in the top 12. But its release is still out in May. So I expect it, and this may be even wrong, but it will creep its way up very close, very soon, as well as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 or 3 and 4, whatever the neck of the name is going to do so. Can you imagine anybody that has been saying all this nonsense about Game Pass start having to see? Did y'all even see Rebellion's Adam Fall game there? Okay, I'm sure you saw it, but we can do some real Game Pass math real quick. Let's see all these people that are saying that Game Pass is bad and all that stuff. Why don't you go ahead and pay for all those games while others can choose to either pay for the games or subscribe to play the game when they please or when they want? And let's see how that actually, your wallet is actually valued. Because again, the talk of quality is being blown out of the water, right? Because it's either, one, these games are quality, or PlayStation players don't know what quality is. That's how the argument's got to go. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.